especially if one partner feels obligated to please everyone.
Yeah. The number one thing is you didn't have a conversation before. You know what number two is?
What?
Stupid in-laws.
I think that if a couple is able, it could be cool to combine families for the holidays. I think that's a good opportunity for families to deepen relationships with each other.
Hi, welcome to Marriage with Jim and Teresa. I'm your host, Jim, and joining me in studio is my wife for the last 40 years and the mother of our 4 children, Teresa the therapist.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Teresa. Also joining us, it's like we can't get rid of her. She showed up for one show, and here she is, episode after episode after episode. Ellie, our youngest daughter.
Hello, happy to be back.
If you would take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this content with others, we'd really, really appreciate it. Also, go to marriagewithjimandteresa.com and ask for a free copy of our best-selling book. Now, last week, we started talking about depression and anxiety, and there was so much we wanted to cover. I think the content is so good that the first thing I encourage you to do, if you didn't watch last week's show, is to stop watching this show and go back and watch last week's show, because we're going to pick up at part 2. So you're going to miss a lot of content that we're just kind of jumping in like you heard that. Right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to recap. Just go back and watch the entire episode. So for today, we're going to start with common holiday triggers for couples. Now, again, part 2 of a conversation we started a week ago.
So we're going to start with, because we're picking back up from last week, like you said, we're going to start with 5 common holiday triggers for couples. These are things that you need to look out for so that you're not surprised and so that you can respond accordingly. Mom, what's the first one?
Family expectations and obligations.
You know, I'm anxious to see how that's going to lead. I can see how it leads to anxiety, and maybe it doesn't lead to depression, but I want you to keep going. So family expectations and obligations is number 1. And this is something that can lead, are you going to say, Teresa, to depression and anxiety?
Well, I can pretty much say that it's mostly anxiety
Okay.
at this particular point. So it stirs up emotional current of maybe old ties that the family might have experienced. So couples might find themselves torn between families. You know how they're trying to negotiate whose traditions are we going to follow, how much time are we going to spend in each setting. We might be just going through those things. So all of these decisions can ignite anxiety, guilt, conflict, especially if one partner feels obligated to please everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the traditions that take precedent, we did an episode a few weeks ago on traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, holiday traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So another episode you should go back and watch.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I can see how this would cause anxiety. I mean, you're trying to split time. Like we have a newly married son and daughter-in-law. What's up, Jess? And what's the son's name? Jim. Yeah, Jim. Hey, I'm so enamored with Jessica. I actually almost forgot the guy's name. I almost forgot his name.
He's literally your namesake.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I just remember Jessica. So, this is our first time having to navigate, and we've been very encouraging. We want Jessica to spend time with her family.
Right.
Yeah. We want Jimmy to spend time with Jessica's family.
Yeah, exactly. So I can understand. You know how most of the anxiety develops in situations like this?
Because you didn't have a conversation about it before?
Well, I hadn't thought about that, but that's probably number 1. Actually, what I was going to say is probably number 2. So yeah. The number 1 thing is you didn't have a conversation before. You know what number 2 is?
What?
Stupid in-laws. Hey, Elizabeth, I know y'all going to be here for Christmas, aren't you? Geez, and you don't have the relational courage to go, hey, Dad, you know, we were there last Christmas, and I do have a husband, and we have 4 children. So people can't say this.
I think all of our children can say that.
Well,
We're not talking about just us.
I'm just saying. I think
I'm
our
just
children
using a
can
hypothetical. The thing is, back to what you said, stupid in-laws, Teresa.
I never said that. I don't ever want that to come out.
It doesn't matter who said
In-laws
it. The point I'm making, it doesn't matter who said it. When in-laws don't have the foresight, wisdom to help their offspring have great, healthy relationships, so they put that pressure on there. It's out of ignorance. It's out of selfishness. And most of you out there don't have the courage to say to your mama, we ain't coming. Like I would do.
Like you've done, in that episode where we talked about traditions before.
So don't let that add anxiety to your holiday. Number one, this child here said, what's your Ellie? Well, hey, I know there's a lot of things going on here. As you said, you should have talked about it before you got married. You know the next best time to talk about it?
After you get married.
Right now. The next best time to talk about it would be right now. So map out a plan, like with Jim and Jessica, they alternate. So last year it was Thanksgiving here, Christmas with her folks, and now this year it's Thanksgiving with her people and Christmas here. Yeah. And we are totally supportive of that. But if you had somebody pressuring you to come, I can see how that would cause anxiety.
I think that if a couple is able, it could be cool to combine families for the holidays. I think that's a good opportunity for families to deepen relationships with each other, to get to know each other better, especially if you have kids, because it's like maybe the kids want to see both sides. So I think if you're financially able.
Well, if you know the family dynamics and they can mesh together, I think that would be nice.
Hey, I love the idea of that idea. I'm not sure that I love the reality.
Why not?
Man, that's okay. Here's what I'll say. If both families have met previously, hey, we met at the wedding. If both families have met previously and they know that they get along really well, then I'm all for that. But I'm not for experimenting with this at Christmas.
I would agree. Pick another holiday, maybe a less holiday.
Yeah.
A lesser holiday to experiment.
Because this kind of gets into the thing of traditions. Hey, who's that guy? Oh, that's Uncle Earl. He only comes once a year. And he's got a bit of a drinking problem. Hey, I ain't sure I would invite Uncle Earl to my house.
Uncle Earl is a part of the family. We just deal with
just parents.
Not part of the family.
We just deal with.
Maybe I don't want him in my house.
I meant mostly parents. Like you. That's what I meant. I was referring to parents.
We can't be excluding
to
Uncle
come
Earl unless we just keep him.
Uncle Earl may be a pain in the butt. And that's the last thing. We try not to cause anxiety around the holiday. And Uncle Earl over there, feet all up on the couch, wasting beer all on stuff.
We would take care of Uncle Earl.
Jim, why don't you be the hands and feet of Jesus? Maybe you could lead Uncle Earl to Christ. Yeah, I'm all in favor of that. Just maybe not at the Christmas dinner at my house. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. You have a right to want to have a peaceful and a certain type of Christmas experience.
So family obligations and expectations.
Nip that in the bud.
I don't like leaving Uncle Earl out, by the way. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're going to leave Uncle Earl out.
What else we got?
Number 2 is financial stress. The financial pressure of the season is real and often underestimated. Mm-hmm. Between gift giving, travel expenses, social commitments, couples experience heightened anxiety and fatigue, even feelings of inadequacy or shame if they can't meet perceived expectations. I feel like this goes a little bit into that keeping up with the Joneses idea, right? Where it's like, well, my kid, and what was the example you gave in part 1? Some G.I. Joe toy?
Yeah. You feel the pressure because you can't get your son the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Everybody knows that was a classic Christmas story. Everybody knows that story.
But you have to understand, I think, with parents today, I mean, it's since I was in high school, it's just different what kids want. It's like maybe kids want I guess we did want a car. But yeah, it's like kids want a new iPhone, which your toy, maybe that toy, was $50.
The G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip?
Yes, the G.I. Joe.
I didn't get that, but
Maybe
I
it was
didn't get that for Christmas.
But let's say it was
$30,
$30, $40, $50. Well, now you got kids wanting $1,000 phone or maybe some
That's
new
just
music equipment.
ridiculous.
Some new music equipment. I mean, it's not
games.
ridiculous because that's the world that we live in. That's what's popular
It's
today.
ridiculous if you feel the pressure to
what
get
I'm
it.
saying is there's pressure there because like things are just more expensive today. So I do feel like the pressure is heightened today because stuff is more expensive. And as we said on the last episode, the economic conditions right now are not the best. The job conditions right now are not the best. Right. So you have this pressure to get your child the next iPhone or get them that guitar they've been asking for or get your spouse, I don't know, a diamond necklace or something, who knows? But you have this pressure to do those things. And while maybe that pressure wasn't a big deal back then, like 30 years ago, because of the price of things today and the like social economic system that we're in right now, that pressure is, I would say, tenfold.
The other, the other thing I would say to that is, again, we keep referring to the last episode, but it's like Elizabeth said on the last episode. Why are y'all trying to get your kids a bunch of stuff when it ain't even their birthday?
He said that.
I mean, we're celebrating Jesus' birthday, and you got your hand out, and you pressure me to get you a bunch of stuff on somebody else's birthday.
And as I said, it's because it's a celebration.
It's part of the celebration.
We've made it part of the celebration. Y'all have commercialized Christmas. That's a whole nother show.
Well, the main thing is when a couple, if they communicate openly about their budget, their boundaries, and their creative giving, then they can reduce the stress.
They can reduce
pressure.
the stress, but I'll tell you what I've seen happen. I've seen reason and common sense and budgets go out the window around Christmas.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I agree totally, but I'm saying you can also set some boundaries. I mean, if you want something, just make sure you get it all added up before the end of the year. You see what I'm saying? You got to make some other concessions if you don't, or have an extra job or whatever if you're going to do it overly.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard, at least on social media, I've seen here and there where some people will budget starting in January for Christmas gifts. Like they'll have a Christmas fund.
We used to have a Christmas, what do they call it? A Christmas account.
Oh.
Yeah, at our bank.
You mean the layaway program?
No. We had a Christmas account at our bank, our little Shannon Bank.
Oh,
Mississippi.
okay.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
long
she's
time
talking
ago.
about before she was even married. Yeah.
Yeah, before I was. That was when I was young.
Okay. Y'all had a Christmas bank account.
Or it was called a Christmas account.
Christmas account.
Yeah, I guess a bank account.
Maybe they were trying to sell more accounts, I guess.
The point is, don't stress out over trying to get. I'm gonna tell a story I've never told you.
Okay.
Ooh, I love these.
One Christmas, my mom asked me what I wanted, and I wanted an electric football set.
Mm-hmm. I remember those.
Okay, I don't have time to explain. Google it. You mean Nintendo? No, it's not what I mean. You mean Sega? No, that's not what I mean.
It's little men would go around on
the
magnetic area thing.
So I got up Christmas, and what I got was like a hockey game.
Okay.
And
a standing hockey game?
Yeah, I mean,
just a hockey stick and a puck?
Digital games, right? So we're not talking about PlayStation kind of games. We're talking about you move the little men around. Here's the point. I hated it and refused to play with it.
I can see that.
And my mother, nobody's having conversations with me about this is
finances,
all we could afford.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling me the story. All I know is I didn't get the football game.
So then what's the conversation parents should have with their kids when they can't necessarily get, like, what's the conversation you wish your mother would have had with you?
Hey, I wish you would have explained to me the electric football game that you want is $99. We can't afford, I mean, we got 2 other kids here. It's not just all about you. So I wish they had the conversation. So here's what we could afford to get you. Or, and I to this day don't know why I didn't get it. Hey, we went to get the football game. They were sold out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That probably was it.
Yeah, I don't know the reason. I just remember it was very disappointed, and I responded in such a way that was very hurtful to my mother. That's I think the saddest Christmas memory I have.
So love became the measure of
What she could get for you.
Yeah.
No, nobody said that. We're talking about putting people in, situations where they feel anxiety, and I probably made my mother feel really bad. Here's the other thing. Cousins came over for Christmas because we'd go to each other's houses, and they loved the hockey game so much that I started loving the hockey game.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just thinking about my selfish reaction to the gift that I didn't get, doubling down on what we've turned Christmas into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys one of my Christmas stories.
Is it a sad story? Is it about depression and anxiety?
Not really.
Okay.
You told yours. Anyway.
It's not a competition.
I was so excited. My aunt from the coast, my mother's baby sister, bought me a pair of high-top shoes. I was so excited to get those shoes. They were the best shoes ever. I needed them. And they were just, to this day, I remember those shoes, and I talk to her. I tell her about it anytime I can tell her how I appreciated those high-top shoes. And they were stylish.
That was a
That's
happy
your
memory.
story?
I thought you were going to share
I told a story about selfishness, and you tell a story about a pair of shoes.
Appreciation.
I just thought it was
She's
appreciation.
It
was opposite of you.
Now I see what you did. It was so subtle. I didn't even see it.
I thought
it
we
was the
were
opposite.
okay. Well, I was going to share another sad Christmas story.
You didn't have any sad Christmas stories.
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
Well, no, I feel like I probably mentioned this to one of y'all at some point.
Maybe
I don't remember which Christmas this was, and it might have been one where before we had lost our house, or maybe I don't know when.
Which we covered in episode 1.
Yes, we did
part
also
1 of
cover
this
that,
topic.
Part 1. I had just asked for it, and I thought it was such a simple gift. I just wanted some money. I didn't want a gift. I didn't want anything tangible. I was like, I just want to decide what I want to spend this on, or save it, or whatever. I just wanted some money. And I think that's the Christmas mom, that you got these suits from JCPenney because you're getting ready to go into the workforce and all this stuff. And
You didn't want it?
I didn't want the suits. I felt like it was such a simple ask.
You didn't want the gift that somebody gave you. That's just selfish.
Because they weren't, I think we did end up taking them back though too, because they weren't really my style. And I felt like they were just like, do you remember this?
I think so, yes.
I can't remember if I kept them and didn't say anything, or we took them back.
Because they didn't fit you right.
The point being, financial stress around the holiday season especially can cause depression. It can cause anxiety, or you're saying more so anxiety than anything else. But
communication and planning can alleviate that.
Those things are key. Communication and planning. Don't go into great debt around, anytime, but especially over Christmas gifts. Hey, here's something else to think about. When you start comparing your Christmases of your past, your childhood, and today, let me just do me. So really, when I grew up, the primary time we got stuff was Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas was the big thing that you look forward to.
Right.
Now with y'all's kids, every day like Christmas. Y'all celebrate Christmas every week. Does that make sense? So it's not like so I grew up like here, and then Christmas took us to here. Mm-hmm. Now we're in a time where every day is here,
right?
But we try to take Christmas to a whole different level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which goes right into
number 3.
What is
unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's a whole show, not just about Christmas and
we could definitely
gifts,
go.
and unmet expectations are brutal.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about
unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic. This is not unmet.
Not unmet.
I mean,
unrealistic. It can work.
I get
too.
where you're about to take it.
We have a whole chapter in our book on unmet expectations.
Yes,
but unrealistic. Okay, well, keep going. Then tell me what you're going to say. If y'all send me the notes, I maybe know what I was going to say.
Oh my goodness! So he only got half the notes this time.
Allegedly, got last week's partial
allegedly. So this more so relates to social media and how social media can often paint the holidays as picture perfect. It can promote consumerism. I mean, we do have Black Friday that comes right before Christmas, that's the time when you're supposed to go buy. And I've been feeling, as a social media influencer, I've been feeling a little bit convicted about that this season just because there is so much going on. So I'm planning to do more giveaways this year. I've kind of already done all of my TikTok shop stuff, but I don't plan to actually do any real promotion around Black Friday and then want to do more giveaways. So that's just... I wanted to say that because I do think a lot of, I can't speak for all influencers, but I do see that more people are feeling that. So be on the lookout for some giveaways and just ways that people are giving back this holiday season. Anywho, the constant exposure to what we see on social media, which is known to cause anxiety.
Yeah.
A lot of times what you see is the highlight of people's lives or the best parts of their life.
Don't you know that?
Most people don't know that. And that's something that I didn't
Really?
realize.
Or even if they know that, they still try to match it or do
Yeah.
it. Even if they know
Wow.
I know it can't
Really?
be. But, you know, especially like when you see those ideal, let's say, Christmas dinner tables.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. They're
Gorgeous.
absolutely
Christmas decor,
gorgeous.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So, you know, if you're on a very low budget or whatever, that's a lot to
Yeah.
try to mimic. But,
Yeah.
you know, they want that picture. They want that. You want it to look good.
I go back to, it's not even the picture that they want, it's the feeling that they think they'll get from
yes.
doing it.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's where the anxiety comes in. Because if they just wanted the picture, I don't know, I think they could figure out, well, not that, but I think wanting the picture is not the full, it's not, what is it, it's not the actual thing they want.
Yeah.
It's the feeling. And so people go to great lengths to either have certain feelings or to not have to feel certain things.
Right.
I didn't realize that most people didn't realize that what they say on social media reflective of a person's life is not really reflective of that person's life.
It's not reflective of their whole life.
Yeah.
I think that's the distinction because I don't want to. I know there's this like stigma around influencers as well that they're just like all out here faking it and this and that, and I don't think that's true. A lot of us are out here really just showing what we're doing with our life. We're trying to help people by showing what we're going through. But I've said this before on another episode, like you'd have to follow me around with a camera 24 hours a day to know everything that I go through. I can, as transparent and as authentic as I try to be online, I'll never be 100% transparent, 100% authentic because you'll never see 100% of what goes on in my life.
Hey, do you think last week's episode was the most transparent show we've had, or at a minimum, the most transparent show I've had?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which part?
We've had or I've had?
I've had. You've had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You said a lot of things that you confessed a lot of things.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So yeah, that was
wondering-
that was good.
I think it's pretty same for me. I try to share something transparent every episode.
Mom says I overshare.
No, I don't say that anymore.
You used to say I overshare.
Well, yeah, that's when I was a little bit younger.
I think you said that like last week.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think
maybe
so.
you did. Maybe you did.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
No, but I do think you were very vulnerable last week.
The main
I think it
thing-
would be helpful to a lot of people.
The main thing when the unrealistic expectations or the ones that you expected didn't happen, the main thing is to be emotionally available to one another, even when things don't go the way that they should go or you wanted them to go. Just to be there for each other. You know, okay, it didn't happen the way you wanted. Let's, what can I do? Is there something I can do? Let's talk about it or whatever. Just to be there
Or
for that
even
person.
ask. I even like to go further though with those types of conversations because I don't want to just say, hey, I know this didn't go the way that you wanted. Is there something I can do? I want to understand, why did it have to go this way? Why are you so disappointed that it didn't go this way?
What
And
were you
then we can
thinking
talk
behind
about
it?
whether I should be doing something or not.
Right,
Because if
right.
you wanted, I'm just using this as an example, if you wanted a diamond necklace or a diamond ring and you didn't get that, my first question isn't, well, what can I do to make it better, knowing that I can't afford to
Well,
get a
right.
diamond ring?
You can't make that one better because you know why.
It's
you
like, what
didn't
does
get
this
it.
represent to you?
Yeah.
Why do you feel that you need this?
I think, Teresa, you're more, I'm going to use the word traditional, nostalgic about Christmas than I am. You said this before. You like the idea, I'll let you tell the story, the feeling of getting up and having something under the Christmas tree.
Yes, I do.
Where I feel like as a child, I had such amazing Christmases. Jim, you just told a story, a sad story. Well, that story has more to do about my stupidity as a kid than the actual effectiveness of the Christmas gift.
Yes, I did. I didn't have the aunt who worked at a toy store in Chicago to give me
Chicago.
everything I wanted.
Oh, man. Oh, when she would come home, I can still remember. Is Aunt Mel, are they coming? What time are they going to be here?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. And it was new stuff from Chicago that we hadn't seen. It was amazing. But the point being, I think, Christmas, the gift part of Christmas means more to you. And that was something as we're talking about.
And it doesn't have to be a bunch.
You said that. It doesn't have to be a lot. You just like to have something. Whereas I'm good if I don't really get a gift. Which reminds me of the story I've told before, but not everybody watches every episode of the show, of the time where Teresa and I agreed. I don't know why we agreed, but we agreed we weren't going to exchange Christmas gifts. Why did we agree to that?
We were in that that place where we didn't have a lot.
Are you sure?
I'm
That's not how I remember. What happened is when we got up and people started opening gifts, did you get me something?
I did.
So you got me a gift, which I thought was odd because we had agreed we weren't going to get any gifts. But hey, thank you. Open the gift. And then Teresa said, which I thought was odd, where's my gift? You didn't get a gift like we agreed on. Now, hey, let me pause right here. This is the time when people start usually making comments. Jim, when are you going to learn? you know she didn't mean, hey, I ain't going to ever learn. Here's what I am going to learn.
Say what you mean.
Say what you mean and mean what you say. That's what I'm going to learn. We're not going to exchange gift. Yeah. We ain't going to exchange gift.
I do agree with that.
In hindsight, I should have done? I shouldn't have accepted my gift.
No, that's a good point.
I'm only thinking about this now, like 20 years later. I shouldn't have accepted my gift.
I think it's hilarious how you find a way to take responsibility for every situation.
Hey, that's on me. I shouldn't have accepted my gift. Anyway.
You must have really liked it. What was the gift?
I don't remember what the gift was.
All right, let's keep going.
I remember I got you that pocket watch one time for Christmas, and Mom had to tell me you didn't like it because I found it in a drawer. Just like it was kind of in our junk drawer.
I'm not sure it's fair to say I didn't like it.
When was it? This was like when I was younger.
I remember it, but
I remember I went to what was that store in the mall? Thing to Remember or something like
Things
that.
to Remember.
Things to Remember. I did have it engraved.
Where's the watch now?
Who knows? Who knows where the watch is?
Oh my goodness!
Junk. It was in the junk drawer, and I remember saying something to Mom, and she was like, "Daddy, it's just not Daddy's style," or something. She said, "Daddy he didn't like it, but he didn't want to hurt your feelings." Mom was straight with me. She told us to be straight.
Okay.
When I expected that from you.
So we're talking about the 5 things. What are we talking about?
The 5 common holiday triggers for couples.
5 common holiday triggers. So we're number 4.
Number 4 would be
loss and grief.
Well, so one was family expectations, obligations. Okay. 2 was financial stress.
Okay.
3 was unrealistic expectations. And 4 is loss and grief.
Now, man, this is tough. Well, so why do you think, is it nostalgia? Why do you think this is heightened around the holidays?
Well, if it just happened for one.
Let's take that out.
Well, that person is missing from that celebration.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
For
tough.
instance, if they used to sit at this part of the table every year, that person is not there.
Wow.
If Auntie used to make or somebody used to make this particular dish, that is not there.
Thanksgiving on Eula's dumplings.
Yeah, and that is not something that anybody probably can replicate.
Dad's done a pretty good job, I'll say. But I do, that's part of the reason why I usually request that around Thanksgiving.
So yeah.
Really?
Who or what is missing? And you said you like the dumplings. And I used to wonder, I'm thinking, why do we want dumplings? But No, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I didn't know that was why, but and it's funny because that was my request from Aunt Eula.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why she would make the dumplings. Wow. So loss and grief, that is tough. It's not like there is something missing.
It is
someone missing.
Exactly, it is something missing.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
so,
that's one of those things where we were talking about, do you ever get over something? That's not something I think you could ever get over. Things just look different.
So the holidays triggers those feelings and emotions, they come back up.
Yeah.
And some people go deep again, they start to kind of get depressed about it or whatever. But yes, that's why that experience is triggered.
If you are not someone who is communicating well with your spouse, then that can be difficult for your spouse to manage if they don't know why you're reacting or feeling a certain way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if they haven't experienced that, I do think, I would never tell somebody how to act losing a loved one because I don't know that I've lost someone super, super, super close to me. I know that day is going to happen because last time I checked, the death rate's at 100%. So I know that day is coming, but I would never tell anybody how to act.
No,
but to your point, maybe a person can be a little bit discerning, empathetic for sure, but also discerning, hey, I noticed that my wife starts doing this around holidays. And maybe they've never shared, and maybe somebody you didn't even know, because like you reference in-laws or relatives that I didn't really know that well. And so maybe it's something that you guys haven't even talked about, but now would be a good time to start having those conversations. Right. One of the things that this time reminds me of is uncle.
Yeah.
Right. Storytelling.
Telling the story.
Yeah.
You all, we kind of do that around Thanksgiving and Christmas, where we'll share our favorite memory. And I think, I think my oldest brother, Jimmy, I think he's very attached to the way things were. Not in a bad way, but he does like to reminisce and remember those things. And I think, that's part of the reason he's in film and stuff. He enjoys those stories and what they mean to him.
So, what I'm big on traditions. I'm big on adding traditions, but I noticed one of the things that you say, Teresa, is how do you deal with this loss and grief is allow space for grief through remembrance, prayer, shared storytelling. That can help honor the loss while nurturing connection in the present.
Right. So you did get the notes.
I'm making this up as I go. Maybe I made my own notes since I didn't get your notes. So anyway, that's maybe something we'll incorporate this year is telling more stories. The thing about our situation is my parents passed away before Teresa's parents, and most of our children have very little memory of my parents.
Yes. I don't think I was born yet.
No.
Yeah, you weren't born yet. Yeah,
you weren't.
Yeah.
So the twins were. Yeah.
Okay, number 5.
Disrupted routines.
That's interesting because our holiday routine. So most of your childhood, we would pack up the car. The van, because there was 6 of us, right? Because there's 4 y'all. Maybe it was just me and you.
Not long.
I'm about to say it wasn't long.
It was 4 y'all.
It wasn't long.
And so our routine became making that 3-hour drive.
On Christmas morning.
Unpacking. So that became our routine. So did that disrupt our routine, or was that the routine?
It's like planned disruption, I think.
Yeah, that one, I wouldn't say that was, that was expected.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I minded. Did you guys feel that you packed up your stuff and took it somewhere else?
I think we were so used to doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a disruptive routine then. I think we were so used to doing it that we just knew, all right, Christmas Day, we're going to Tupelo.
But some things, physiologically speaking, we've been talking about so much emotionally in these last 2 shows, but the holidays often throw off our rhythms.
Yeah.
Like our internal body.
Like our food consumption's different.
Yeah.
Right. That's correct.
Many of us don't eat regular stuff around the holidays.
We skip our workout
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, but
You don't
I
normally
don't know
do.
that I do that,
No.
but I do eat. We do cook stuff.
Right.
That you
Simply
don't
we
normally
normally
cook. Yeah.
Right.
We
You might
skip
drink when you
workouts.
don't normally drink. Not y'all, but like
Yeah.
I'm speaking in
Yeah.
general.
I mean, I'm not against that. It's just like, no, I'm just checking off what I do. So the food is different. Late nights, that's not something I do.
I think
What about
for the
New Year's
kids-
Eve,
the
Jill?
kids, we do
I don't
it,
stay up on New Year's Eve. I go to bed at the same time every night. New Year's Eve, Old Year's Eve. Yeah. Irregular sleep. Okay. But for people who go through these disruptions, they have a direct impact on mood and anxiety regulation.
Yeah.
You say,
Yes.
Teresa, the therapist.
Absolutely. That's what I say.
Yeah, I could see that with Jeremy. He doesn't like his routines being
Yeah,
disrupted.
He don't like it. No, he don't like it disrupted at all.
Yeah.
Hey, youngest son, Jeremy, Texas A&M signing out of high school. That's why I'm sporting the Texas A&M basketball hat.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. What else?
Well, if we're talking about how to deal with the disrupted routines, then incorporating like small daily rituals, like the morning walks,
Yes.
evening check-ins, prayer time, kind of like for that period of time, trying to find a new normal or things that make you feel restored,
Yeah.
that can be very grounding and calm amidst
You know,
the chaos.
And do you all understand what grounding is? I know we all do it. We just don't know we're doing
tell
it, I
us.
think. So grounding is maybe finding 5 things. You're sitting on a bench. Let's just say you're out in nature. You can find 5 things that you see. And then maybe you could touch something, or you could. What you're doing is just it's almost like when we used to go out years ago and rub our feet in the grass.
I don't know what you're talking
You never
about.
did that?
No, I didn't never
didn't?
do that. No.
It was
You
like
grew up
giving
on a
us.
farm.
It was giving us energy. We never. Okay. Anyway, never mind.
Well, Mom
to
used to
the
do
story.
that.
Go to the
Yeah.
story.
It's you do
People
things.
do that
so it's
today.
like
Jimmy
5,
does that.
4, 3, 2, 1. You do those things. Do different things during those 5, 3, 2, 1 type things.
Or
And
when
then
you
usually
just-
you can taste something, you can touch something, you see something, you hear something, and a lot of people will do that. Like I had one person who was having a very hard time. She had to go to a funeral, and she was like, "How am I going to manage this?" So we came up with, when you walk in the door, you're going to find a color, and you're going to find that color everywhere in the room. That's distracting your brain, and then you're going to hold on to your husband's arm, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine until when you
This
sit
is
down.
what you counseled her to do.
That's what I counseled her to do. So she visually, when she walked in, she found the different colors, or the colors that we talked about, and she was holding her husband's arm. And when she sit down, she was fine. It was just getting to her seat. So that's all we needed to do to help keep her grounded. But those are the kind of skill sets that you do in order to manage to regulate your emotions, to be able to stay in a funeral that you don't want to be in.
I think I did that this morning when I went to go sit on the porch. For
I
a
was just
moment.
about to say, I noticed you were sitting on the front porch this morning. I thought it was a little cool.
No, I thought it was good today.
What were you doing? Grounding yourself?
I mean, I guess, unconsciously, that's what I.
Yeah, we
Because
do.
I
We
will
do.
go outside every now and again, and you listen to the wind chimes, or I'll hear the cars driving by, and you might end up noticing what's that person doing across the street.
Right, and sometimes it's a smell that
Yeah.
helps you. You know, every time we go to Tupelo, I'll be looking for that smell of donuts that I used to get, but I don't ever get it anymore. But I used to look for it. That was so exciting.
So we talked about the 5 common triggers for couples around the holidays. And now we're going to talk about how when one partner struggles, that entire relationship feels it. And we want to give you some key strategies to prevent that struggle.
Right.
So what are
managing
some
it.
of those ways to manage the triggers together?
So one of the first things you should do is to sit down, jointly plan what the holidays are going to look like.
Okay.
Put that calendar together. Choose what events you want to attend, what you want to skip, when you're going to rest, and clarify. Or the clarity prevents resentment. So we all are on the same page, or we both are on the same page.
yeah. So you
that's-
can't be mad when somebody says no.
Exactly.
Because it's like we already
We've
talked about
planned it.
this.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
So then the next thing you'll do. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I wonder, how do you feel? This is kind of off subject a little bit, but what do you feel about using the straw man in terms of you've heard this, the straw man? So it's like a made up. Well, in this case, it wouldn't be made up, but it's like a made up objectional person. It's usually sometimes it's they. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm thinking about is this.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
What I'm thinking about is this. So, hey, do you want to go? You want to go to this party? How many times do you think this is true when a person says, "Hey, let me check with my wife"? Jim, are you against checking with your wife? No, I think that's what we're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. But this topic made me think about when you don't really want to do something, but you put it on your spouse.
Yeah,
you do that. You do that quite often.
No, I've encouraged you
to do it
to use me often, and then earlier on in our marriage, you pushed back because you said that makes it seem like I can't make any decisions.
I don't remember that.
And all I was trying to do, because Mom has trouble saying no, or had trouble saying no.
Yeah,
and certainly doesn't say it as comfortably as I do.
Yeah, you and Jeremy are incredibly comfortable saying no.
A lot of times I don't necessarily want to say no.
So what I was giving you was an out. But I guess I just thought about.
Were you thinking when you were giving me an out? Were you thinking really of yourself?
No, because a lot of times these were things that didn't even involve us. A lot of it was you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I probably didn't want to say no.
Yeah. That's a whole nother story about. Yeah, that's a whole nother story about how much stuff you were doing early on in our marriage.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of leads to the next tip on how to manage and to prevent that overwhelm around the holidays.
What is that?
To set the shared boundaries.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Boundaries protect your peace, and it's okay to say things like, we're not going to be traveling this year.
Who are you telling it to? The in-laws, for example, the people that you would be traveling to see?
Yeah, probably. Okay. Or we'll join for dinner, but we can't stay overnight. So like if your family lives close and you want to see both sets of parents, or both spouses' parents before the holidays, hey, we'd love to have dinner with you this week, and we'd love to have dinner with y'all this week.
Hey, you know what bothers me?
Tell me.
I think this is related.
Okay.
Prolonged goodbyes, which you used to do.
It's not related.
So no. We'd already have an agenda. Teresa, we're going down to your parents, and then at 2:00 we're going to leave.
It's funny that you talked about this on the traditions episode too. This must really bother you.
It does bother me. So when it's time to leave, let's get in the car and leave.
I have several people to say goodbye to.
So Dad's point is you should say goodbye to those people before it's time to leave.
You know something I learned? I didn't know this had a term.
What is the term?
I'm about to tell you something. I learned this recently at a work function.
Okay.
I didn't know it had a term. Hey, Jim, I see you just did one of those Irish goodbyes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I need to look this up.
You just leave.
I need to look this up.
You literally just leave.
Hey, I've been doing this my whole life. I'm not Irish. I've been doing this my whole life. I didn't know that was a thing.
You literally just leave. Yeah.
I don't need to tell you I'm leaving. I mean,
it's common courtesy.
It is.
Maybe it's common courtesy at a relative's house.
You think about, but you also think about maintaining that relationship with someone, or maybe someone wanted to circle back around and talk to you. So it's not now. To your point, at a work function, I don't know if I'd go around to say goodbye to everyone. I'd just be like, all right, you guys, I'm out, and like wave to everybody together. Mm-hmm. I think too, people are more there's more language to communicate that. Like I mean, at least with me and my friends, I'll literally say to them, hey, your social battery looks like you're tapped out. And then my friends know when I'm tapped out, I'm tapped out.
Well, the reason I bring this up, we're talking about you talked about setting shared boundaries, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's why I bring this up. We agree we're going to leave at 2. Mm-hmm. Listen, that doesn't mean start getting ready to leave at 2.
True.
Hey, Teresa, it's 2:00. Like we said, let's go. Okay. Let me go talk to Aunt Ethel. No, we've been here 5.5 hours. The Aunt Ethel talking time is over.
And this is where grace comes into play.
This is where if I'd had a separate vehicle, we would have gone separate ways a couple of times.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm just saying, when you agree on these shared boundaries.
I agree with Corinne. Grace.
Grace.
What else y'all got?
The next one would be financial alignment. So decide early what you can spend. Remember that gifts do not replace presents. And I think that's something like this idea of seeking out experiences over like tangible objects or gifts. I do think that that's something, again, like younger millennials, I said this last episode, but like younger millennials, Gen Z, they're really pushing for this idea of we're seeking experiences. We're not seeking the next like luxury item or the next piece of clothing or the next whatever it is. We want to experience life. We want to be around people and travel. And that's more so, I think, what, at least I'll say, speak for myself, but that's what I like enjoy most. I would say if I could travel all the time, I would. That would be like an experience for me. And that's what I would love to spend my money on.
You know, we've never done
A Christmas vacation. Yeah, a Christmas vacation. We have said the last like 3 years we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And we have yet to do it.
We've taken a lot of family vacations, but never a Christmas. Well, one of the reasons, though, is because hey, Jim, how do you know you've never tried it? I really kind of like being at home Christmas.
I mean, technically, we did do Christmas vacations because we go to Tupelo, so I guess you could count that. But as adults,
that was another home, though.
As adults, like us being adults or your children being adults, we have not done a Christmas vacation as adults.
Right. And I've mentioned it.
We've talked about it over the years quite a bit. We've said, oh, maybe New York, or maybe we'll go to some like cabin in the woods or something. Yeah, like we've talked about different ideas for Christmas vacations. So we'll put that on the list. You all want to help us? Well, you know what? This next one goes into, I mean, I guess it's a little bit different, but this next one goes into what you were talking about earlier. I didn't know we were
going to talk about that. You know why? Because y'all don't go over the stuff we're going to talk about before we go to the show with me.
Exit strategy for success, for stressful events.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, Mom says she didn't feel stressed, but if one partner starts to feel anxious at a family gathering, then you should have a prearranged signal or phrase that means. I like
this a lot.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break or let's get out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes when a person is dealing with anxiety, they can get all of a sudden overwhelmed where they are not functioning properly.
Yeah.
You're not even concentrating. You don't process well. So you really do need to exit the event.
And take a moment. Yeah.
So you know what I'm going to do?
Yes.
I'm not even going to charge for this. I'm going to give you guys an exit phrase that you can use. Write this down. You could look each other in the eye, and this is what the person will yell out to let you know it's time to go. Clark Griswold is decorating the house. That can be your Christmas phrase. A lot of people will get the reference, and they'll think it's funny. Then you start walking out the door. Clark Griswold is decorating the house. That can be, I'm giving away exit phrases. I'm giving away exit phrases like candy.
This is from the Chevy Chase Christmas movie?
Yes, I like that one, baby.
Wait.
I like that one.
You don't know where that's from?
I just said, is this from the Chevy Chase
But you sound
Christmas
unsure.
movie? I'm confirming my suspicions. It sounds like something from the Chevy Chase Christmas
It is. And
vacation.
it's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, all right.
Or was
next.
it Christmas and then it was family vacation?
Well, no, it was vacation, then Christmas
Then
vacation.
Christmas vacation.
Then Vegas vacation.
Okay.
Okay.
Last one.
Protect sleep. Go, you do it. You do it.
No, that's right. You're right. Last one.
Protect sleep and nutrition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That we talked about this a little earlier as well.
So let's talk about this because we don't talk a lot about, I don't think we ever talk about on the show, nutrition and how eating affects your whole body. Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's just get the easy one out of the way easier for me. Protect sleep.
Okay.
I mean, try to stay as close to your routine as you can. If you're going to get up really, really early because you've got more to do, try to go to bed earlier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jim, the reason I'm getting up earlier because I got more to do. I can't go to bed. I get it, but you want to protect sleep. But let's zero in on nutrition. So while most people get off their normal eating routine during the holidays, what are some tips people can use to stay as regimented as possible?
I love juices, green juices. Either go get one from somewhere. I like the
instead of a meal.
No, not instead of a meal, but like in the morning. So multivitamin. I like electrolytes. I do the Ultimate brand because it doesn't have a lot of sugar. And then I also take a probiotic and digestive enzyme just to help.
All good.
Yeah, just to help keep everything moving. But I do love my green juice from Suja, which we're out of that. We need to get more.
Here's an interesting statistic I've never heard, Teresa. You say research from Harvard Health shows that even a single night of poor sleep increases emotional reactivity by 60%.
I believe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I fiercely protect my sleep. And like I'm really
because you have recognized that you're more emotionally reactive when you don't.
I'm not myself when I'm not myself when I'm sleepy
I'm not
or when
myself.
I haven't got enough sleep.
Right. I am not myself.
And then for me, it's more so. I would say I do notice a difference as well in the way that my body functions the next day. So I know when I haven't had enough sleep. I know my digestion is off.
Well, I think
like,
we solved the whole problem here because don't studies show that most people don't get the proper sleep?
Yes. Correct.
Well, I think we just solved the whole problem. I mean, that's why people are so emotionally reactive.
And that's part of it.
So, hey, I think we just changed the whole world. Hey, folks, start getting your rest. You're welcome.
Yes, sleep is very, 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 very important to whatever you are trying to do in life. And I will always make sure that's on point.
All right, let's kind of start wrapping up talking about this. The role of faith and grace during the holidays.
There's that word again. Grace.
I'm in favor of
brought up grace.
I'm in favor of being extended grace.
For being extended grace?
I'm totally in favor of that.
What about extending grace to others?
I think that's a good thing.
Is that another?
I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing.
Is that another thing you want to work on? Or are you not ready to commit to that one?
I've got to work on that.
Okay.
I've got to work on that.
So the holidays are rooted in hope.
Yes.
The birth of Christ, the promise of peace. Yet, in this season of anxiety and depression, hope can be distant.
It can certainly feel distant.
Feel distant.
Distant.
Feel distant. So there's a scripture that we all know, Philippians 4, 6, and 7, that says, "Do not be anxious for anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition."
Or prayer and supplication.
With thanksgiving, present your requests to God.
Make your request known to God. Different translations.
Right. So faith offers a perspective. We're not alone
in our struggle.
That's right.
Okay, that's an important message.
Yes.
So we've been talking about depression and anxiety. Why didn't we start with this?
You are not alone.
Yeah, why didn't we start with this?
We should have
last week. We should have started. We should have buried the lead.
Yeah, but it is important for everyone to know you are not alone. This is not the end. Things will get better. And there is literally someone going through the exact same thing you're going through right now. That's why it's so important to talk to people. Even if you can't talk, I mean, this is, I would say, one of the good things about social media. I don't think you should always get online and tell everything, tell all your business. But I do think a lot of people, for some people, social media has been healing because they've been able to either talk about what's going on in their life or hear other people talk about it and realize, oh man, like they're going through this too. And that makes them feel less alone. And that's like one of the really good things about social media.
And there's a lot of platforms that offer counseling and things like that so that you can be in your home and still
Somebody keeps talking about this line where you can talk to 7th graders and they'll give you like encouraging advice. It's like a hotline.
I've not heard about this.
Talk to 7th graders. And they give you, maybe it's 5th graders, but really like little kids. And they're just like, well, why is this a problem?
Wow. So the whole idea about somebody else is in the same situation, that's really what we try to do on this show. We said when we started this show, what we want to do was talk to our younger selves. We wanted to have conversations that we wish we would have had when we met 44 years ago. That's what we want to do. And we try to be very transparent, very open, very sharing. Our approach, and when we do seminars and we do the intake form and the assessments, the most common thing that we hear over and over again is we love how transparent you guys are and you don't come across as professionals. even though we are both professionals in this space, you don't come across as professionals who figured everything out. You come across as real people sharing real stories and real experiences.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do on this show. Hopefully that's super helpful to you. But yeah, we should have led with this, the whole idea about the role of faith and grace during the holidays. You know, it's interesting.
Well, I think sometimes if you lead with that, you can make people, like, we're not saying that if you are a believer, that you won't go through depression. And then we're not saying if you are going through depression, anxiety, that, oh, you must not be enough of a believer. You must not love God enough. Like, we're not saying any of that.
No.
So I think it's good that we didn't start with that, because we never want to act like having a relationship with God takes the place of seeking out like actual help.
Because God has allowed help to be there for you.
Exactly. He's given us these resources for times such as these.
Yes. If you are having symptoms of depression or anxiety, and you feel like you need help, that's the time to do it. When you feel like, okay, I'm not managing this well, I'm going to need further help. So seek the therapist then. Sooner than later is always important, because you can help yourself not go to a bad place if you do it early. There's also hotlines that you can pick up on. They're all over. I don't have it right now.
Well, the biggest one that you should know about is 988. If you are having suicidal ideations or you feel like you want to harm yourself, call 988.
Oh, yeah. That's on here, too. Yeah, I didn't see that. But, yes, that's a crisis line. That's a suicidal line.
A suicide hotline.
Mama. Hotline. Suicide hotline. But anyway, seek out counseling. It is wonderful. It's the best thing that you can do to kind of just help you walk through this difficult time.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Could I maybe throw one last thing in there? Because I do wonder, I know with like the rise of like AI and ChatGPT, a lot of people I've listened to countless articles actually on this about people turning to things like ChatGPT and other like chat bots as like therapy in a way.
I've had several clients who've said that, but they wanted to talk to somebody face to face.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did talk to me, but they did look up all what they needed to do and everything, but they needed me to help walk them through those things.
Yeah.
So I was glad to do that. But yes,
I'm not saying
turning to that.
I'm just saying, like, even if you do have that as a tool, that can seem like a more immediate tool to help you, but it doesn't replace actual therapy and that in-person interaction.
Exactly.
Wow. So keep this in mind. The holidays don't have to be perfect to be meaningful.
Right.
The holidays don't have to be perfect to be meaningful. Connection grows not from control, but from compassion. Yes. So,
have compassion for yourself as well. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
So as a couple, take this season, this time of the year, as an opportunity to practice empathy, simplify your expectations, and honor your emotional limits. You can build rituals together that restore joy, quiet mornings, shared laughter, gratitude list, and evening prayers.
Yes.
This is the first topic we've done that took two episodes.
Yeah.
I think it's that important. So again, just as a reminder, this was part 2. Go back and find last week's episode. And the full episodes, or wherever you listen to your podcast, on our YouTube channel, Marriage with Jim and Teresa. And also, we want to encourage you to go, in addition to liking, subscribing, and sharing this resource, go to marriagewithjimandteresa.com and get a free copy of our best-selling book. And remember to take a look and read The Cure. The Cure. Super, super important. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully this is helpful. We learn and grow every time we sit behind the mics, and hopefully you do as well. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.